Hello everyone, this is Intuitive Edge. Welcome once again to my channel where we take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world. It's time to take a look at the elephant in the room. Yeah, that one. Let's talk about what happened on Tuesday in Arizona. And then we're going to take a look at the cards and see where do we go from here. But we need to talk about something a little more important. And that gets down to the heart of our elections and what happened on Tuesday. Now, Arizona in particular, there was a lot of videos coming out of Arizona. And what happened should never, ever, ever happen. It was for lack of a better word, a shit show. Because they were turning people away. They had machines that weren't working. They had people that were standing in long lines only to get up and find out that the machine kicked their ballot out. It was a nightmare. And that company that owns the machines should be ashamed of itself. That was a travesty that should never have happened. We need to have confidence in our system that we've put in place. And when we have stuff like that, talk about voter suppression. When you get up to vote and you find out, oh, I'm sorry, you've already voted. There's a problem, and this needs to be addressed. Machines have got to go. They're unreliable, they don't work, and Arizona proved it on Tuesday. So many people had problems voting, and it was just a tragedy. Did you guys see that one guy? Now, I saw some videos coming out. Maybe you didn't see them, but some of you probably did. When there was a video of a long line in Maricopa County, and there was a man who was walking up and down telling people, you know, we've had some problems with the machines, and we're sorry, but there's that is kicking them out at about a rate of about 25%. And one lady was like, I don't feel like this is going to work, and I don't believe you, and I don't believe that this whole process is going to work right, and that my vote's going to count. I just don't believe it. And so she got out of line and left to go to another precinct. But that guy was like, and I'm thinking 25%. First of all, how does he know that right off the bat? And then I was like, okay. Well, then come to find out, later on in the evening, we were having some of the outlier counties, the little small populations that don't really, have a huge impact on the outcome. Some of those were polling at a really interesting rate. They were having Kari Lake at 75%, and they were having Katie Hobbs at 25%. These were kind of rough, 75-25, 70-30, kind of right in there. And I thought, well, that's really interesting. And then I thought, well, that guy was talking about the 25%. And I thought, okay, you all are smart out there. You all can do math. What does it take to take a 75% and a 25 and put them right at neck in the middle at 50%? Would that be 25% roughly? You do the math. I'm just saying. So this is not leading to confidence in our system. And the machines have got to go. That's just the bottom line, guys. They've got to go. So where do we go from here? What happens from here? Let's take a look at the cards. Now, I still believe somehow Miss Lake is going to pull it off. That's just intuitively, okay? It's been coming to me. I've been looking at the cards on this, and I get her pulling this off. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. But what is the bigger picture? Where do we go from here with this craziness? We want to have confidence in our system. We have to. And when people are being turned away at the polls and people are not allowed, told that There was one lady that was saying, well, when your ballot gets kicked out, she was telling one man in line, it'll go to this little place and one Republican and one Democrat will sit down and they'll make sure that that vote gets counted. I'm thinking, counted or counted correctly? There's a difference. There can be a difference. Again, we don't have confidence in our systems. Now I'm sure all of you noticed what happened in Florida. Ron DeSantis, the governor there, did away with all mail-in balloting. Mass mail-in ballots, did away with it. He also went after people who were doing election bad things. I don't want to get flagged on here. Election bad things. And arrested some people. Also, he did some other stuff too that I wrote it down on my notes. Anyway, he did a lot of other stuff to basically beef up the system. They still have machines though. But anyway, they beefed up their system, made it more secure, and made it so that, you couldn't, no ballot harvesting, none of that. Oh, should I say that? Yeah, none of that. So it made it a lot harder to have bad things happen. So, and everybody saw what happened there. What happened there was incredible. They made it the most secure that it's been with the machines, I'll have you know. They made it the most secure, and Miami-Dade, freaking liberal Miami-Dade flipped red for the first time in who knows how long. And it's not just about flipping, it's not about flipping blue or red, It's about fairness. It's about transparency. It's about trust in the system we have in place. If the people in a certain city or state or county want to vote blue by a large majority, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. This is not red or blue. This is not Republican, Democrat. This goes to the heart. And every American should be concerned that we have a system in place that is, shall we say, malleable. It should not be malleable. It should be secure. It should be something that instills confidence in our process and our system. Okay, enough of that. But it's important. It really is. All right, shuffling up the cards here. Where do we go from here? What's going to be taking place? Are we going to be stuck with these dastardly, substandard pieces of equipment that can't do the job right? Are we going to be stuck with those? Is there going to be... Oop, I had a card fall out. 2 of Swords and 5 of Cups. This is... okay, this is not wanting to look at something. This is like being in denial. I'm not looking at this. I'm not looking. I'm in denial. And this is a sad situation. So there's a lot of denial going on, that there's even something wrong. Not everybody believes that things are as bad as they are. Now, speaking of things that are bad, have you seen Biden's poll numbers? Now, in years past, when a sitting president in the midterms has dismal polling, they tend to lose, that party tends to lose badly in the midterms. Did we see badly this midterms? No. Despite rampant inflation, gas prices, food skyrocketing costs, no. Except in Florida. We saw it there. I wonder why. Where are we going from here? We have a messenger on this. What is this messenger telling us? We have a messenger up above. Let me pull out some cards here. Okay. So the messenger is looking back at a sad situation. And I'll show these cards at the end in the spread that I have them laid out at. But this Knight of Swords, this messenger, is looking back at the past. And it's kind of a sad situation. It's like something needs to change, and something is changing, and it's not a good change. It's not happy. Okay. Above that, we also have a messenger looking the other way. And this messenger is telling us, Knight of Cups, that there is something coming, brewing above all of this that's influencing this on a deeper level. There's something good coming, okay? And through this, we have this card sitting on the other side of it. The Queen of Swords. My favorite lady. She gets to the bottom of things. Nothing gets past her. You can't tell a lie around her and get away with it. That's the Queen of Swords. And that's what's in the future. So that gives me hope that perhaps we're moving into a place where people are concerned enough to want to have transparency and to want to have secure elections where people feel confident that their vote was not just counted, but counted correctly. We have the Moon, which is all about the veil, illusion, things that are hidden agendas. That's kind of playing into this mix. So could there be hidden agendas with, wow, there's a lot at stake in elections. Laws get passed. People stay in power. I think that's the biggest issue. And there's got to be something said for that. Politicians, they get in power and they can't help themselves. They get a taste of what it's like to have the prestige and the honor and be able to have all this money thrown at you, and it gets to people's heads and they don't want to leave. They get entrenched. That's when we see them stay for 40 years in the Senate or 30 years in the Senate. Hello, Patty Murray. Soon to be 36? As she finishes out her term. 36 years in the Senate, really? You can't give that up to someone else? Or was there a problem with those dastardly, unreliable pieces of equipment that can't seem to get the count straight? I wonder. We have the Six of Wands this is on the environment. The Six of Wands, what's going on around the field? And this is a card of triumphal entry. And she's right next to that Queen of Swords. That Queen of Swords of getting to the bottom of things. So perhaps this Six of Rods is saying, we're ushering in a new era, because that's what this is. We're ushering in something that has to do with getting to the bottom of things. Transparency. Transparency and truth. However, we've got this card up top. Okay, not so good. Devil card. What is the Devil card? It signifies bondage, things being not above board, and it signifies addiction, things basically being in a low vibration, low density. So we have energy on this Queen of Swords and this movement of wanting to get to the bottom of it, but this devil is still entrenched at the outcome. So what do we do with that? What do we do with that? I'm going to shuffle back up. Sorry. I won't be showing those cards at the end. I got to shuffle back up. What do we do with that? Is there hope moving forward? I'm kind of feeling like it's going to be area by area. Are we going to be, let me just see what I've got here. We have the Queen of Cups crossed by the Ten of Cups. That's actually really positive. I got the sun coming up right over the fence over there. So, well, that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good sign. Maybe light is going to be coming in to this whole thing. People want light shed on this issue. People want transparency. People want to know that things aren't done in dark secrets and dark corners. Oh, that's really interesting. I have the moon in the exact same place. That's the illusion. What do we have here? Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups crossed by the Ten of Cups. That's actually really positive. There is some positive energy coming into this whole thing. We have the Fool up top, new beginnings. So there's going to have to be some changes and some newness coming in. Things are going to have to shift in a big way for that Queen of Swords to get to the bottom of things. Sometimes you have to start over and start brand new. And that's the energy of the Fool. Starting over, starting brand new. Maybe it means ditching those pieces of equipment that can't seem to get their count right. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming up. Underneath, what's bringing up the rear? What's underneath all of this? The Wheel of Fortune. Card of Fate, Karma, Destiny. So there are things. Oh, this card talks about things being movement, things happening, set in motion that can't be stopped. So that's a good thing. We have a Messenger on the future part. And this is like the Page of Pentacles is a messenger. Sometimes things can... It's about learning. It's about education. It's about teaching. It's about helping people understand what's been going on and how to improve the situation. Then we have the Moon. We have the Six of Swords. There's going to be some changes coming up. It's going to have to change the situation. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, the card of innocence. So that's actually very encouraging. There is some energy on transparency and bringing things out in the open and getting to the bottom of things. I think this is important going forward, especially for what's happening. Oh, and the Justice card just flew out along with the Tower. Wow. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and shut my blind. Okay, now I can see. That's a little better. So Justice, the Tower, things might have to fall apart before they get better. And sometimes you have to dismantle things before they can improve. And this situation needs to improve. What we saw happen on Tuesday was a travesty. It was embarrassing. That company, whose name is Dominion, they should be embarrassed. I hope they're embarrassed. I hope they are really, they should be wanting to get to the bottom of what the freak happened. What the heck happened? That they were kicking out people's ballots and people were having to move to different precincts and not getting, and they get there, oh, you've already voted. That shouldn't happen. Nowhere in a free country should that happen. So that's what I get for this. Let's just look real quick at the Carrie Lake result. Is the outcome for Carrie Lake going to be positive? Is what I've been feeling correct? Let's see. We have the King of Rods, King of Wands. That's mastery and taking action. It's crossed by the Lover's card. That's a card of strategic partnerships. To me, that's a really good sign. The Eight of Pentacles up top, going to work on something. We have the Queen, the King looking back at the Queen. We have the Nine of Rods on the future. Oh, isn't that rich? The Nine of Rods about having to wait. There's a little bit of a waiting game going on. Well, yeah, we might have to wait. It's not going to be right away. That's interesting. We have the Empress. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles up top. That's a little bit of a risky caution. Interesting. But we have the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles underneath it. And taking on a burden with the Ten of Wands. So, well, we'll have to see how things end up. To me, it looks like there could be some energy with it. It could be going that way for Lake. Interesting how some of the outlying counties, again, 75-25, 70-30. Kind of interesting there. Glad you all can do the math. All right, I'm going to stop that here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Still got the sun coming through the window. Woohoo! All right, everybody. Take care. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.